It's taken 11 months, but the stock fifth choice finally won the Patreon poll. It almost made it a full year. I believe the record for longest time on the poll is still something short of Paradise.
'Cause that was worth the wait.
I guess voters were not in the mood for butcher doctors, prison zombies, robot dogs, or tarot. And they kept it real, too. I've run out of jokes about A Night in Heaven. Gotta make sure this wins. This 1983 erotic drama has a plot that's very early 80s, in that it's about married college professor Lesley Ann Warren, who has an affair with one of her students, Christopher Atkins, who moonlights as a male stripper, but it is more ambitious than a typical older woman, younger guy sex film of the time, like Private Lessons, or They're Playing with Fire, or Homework. No, this had a lot going for it at first. Originally titled Ladies' Night, the script was by Joan Tewksbury, who had written Robert Altman films like Nashville and Thieves Like Us. She did a lot of research by visiting male strip clubs. The story was by Danny Terrio, choreographer on Saturday Night Fever. It's got a score by Miami Vice's Jan Hammer, with music from Michael DeBar and Holly Knight, and most notably Heaven by Bryan Adams, which would go on to be a #1 hit. Lesley Ann Warren was fresh off her Oscar nomination for Victor Victoria. It's from John G. Avildsen, the director of Rocky, who had previously been let go as director for Saturday Night Fever, so here he does his own nightlife movie. But the reviews for it were less Saturday Night Fever, older woman, younger guy movie, and more moment by moment. It was a bomb and was savaged by critics, who all pointed out that something seemed to go horribly wrong in production, as subplots appeared to be dropped, which could explain its mere 80-minute runtime, and changes were made to the script for it to focus more on marital forgiveness, resulting in both the writer and the director not having kind things to say about it after. But whatever, I've got some cash laying around, so we're going to see some strippers.
I'm watching my video. I'm watching my video. Oh, watching my video. Sure looks good to me.
Now let's get this ladies' night started. Did I miss something and the movie's gonna take place in outer space? What is going on here? The 80s picked complicated ways of making a backspace button. What am I watching, War Games?
Good night, sir. You're not gonna start World War III, are you?
It doesn't take long and the movie already starts watching something else.
At Orlando's blue sky.
I told you not to watch your porn commercials at work. We do that in my office.
Well, going home to my girlfriend. Yeah.
Good night, Sal. I'm not going home to jerk off, I swear. NASA is weird here. First, the security guard is a horn dog. Now we're watching Tony the janitor Scott Baioing up the place. Look, you hire Danny Terrio to clean the halls. He's gonna do it in the midst of a dance number. The movie is starting off strong in one way, though. Any movie with Bryan Adams on the soundtrack can't be all bad. I still have questions. Is he only working for NASA so he can develop his own rocket bike? Here we're meeting Whitney Hanlon, played by Robert Logan of 77 Sunset Strip. His wife is gonna cheat on him on account of his name being Whitney. I forgot to mention the biggest name on the credits, though. The movie is shot by David Quaid. He shot Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Now I understand the movie's space themes. I want to be into this credit scene for the music, but I am taken out of it because he looks like he stole a kid's bike. People are laughing at you behind your back, Whitney. You're practically begging me to sleep with a stripper. Faye and Whitney seem like they have a solid marriage.
Hi, babe.
Hi. What are you
doing home so early?
I don't have a stripper locked in the bedroom closet. She chooses the better method to get to work, hopping on board a freight train. Wait, what's happening here? Is that the girl the security guard was watching? Have we switched over to that movie? No, it's just a normal school day in the life of student Rick Monroe. Christopher Atkins is getting all the action after his recent success in Blue Lagoon. He's going from one girl to another and with a new car.
Did everything work okay?
You got the vet!
I stole it from a local gangster. He's getting a lot of action for someone who lives with his mom.
Hi, Mrs. Johnson.
Rick, honey, what time do you have to be in school today?
I'm trying to score over here. His mom has the more stable career, though, so it's Mom who rides off with Slick.
Please don't forget the phone bill. It's on the counter next to the coffee maker.
Aw, man, I was supposed to be the one getting roadhead. And he has to impress his professor for his speech class with the rest of the students who just look like random people they pulled off the street.
But I was unclear about one thing. How did they know he was the composer?
What do you care? You're not in this class, you're the caterer. However, his presentation did not impress Faye.
Now, if you don't take yourself seriously, why should we? Making your final exam into a joke is very serious too, Mr. Monroe.
Wait, is turning everything into a joke why I failed out of college?
You've just canceled yourself right out of a grade in this class.
You can't cancel me. Your husband hasn't invented social media yet. I'm not gonna lie though, their physical chemistry is actually pretty good. It's their first scene together, and she gave him an F, but it just comes across like that's making them want to bang harder. This whole universe is made of people coming together in the hopes of screwing, like this spontaneous dance class.
Most of the women in this world must be lonely.
Good thing we dance with each other.
Let's go jerk each other off on Splash Mountain. Faye needs some cheering up. Luckily, her sister Patsy is here, and damn, I need to go back to college. She scoffs, but she's so hot that putting the glasses back on made her more smoking. She and Whitney are going through some boredom in their marriage, so Faye and Patsy do a girls' night at Club Heaven. I just have to assume she and her husband are having marital troubles. We've only seen them have one conversation. It took me a while to even realize this was supposed to be her sister. It's moving a little too quick. I'd like to know a little more about the characters other than their jobs and which one is in a commercial.
Hey, aren't you that girl in that dumb TV commercial? No, I'm her brother.
I still don't know what I have to do with the plot, or why the editing keeps making it feel like I'm switching over to another movie.
You know, I don't think that's funny, Patsy.
We don't shoot rockets up anymore.
Meanwhile, in From the Earth to the Moon, Whitney is on the verge of getting laid off because he doesn't want to work for the Defense Department. Their night is practically the same. He works in rockets, and she's about to witness the erotic dancing of Ricky the Rocket. Yeah, he is ready to go into space and save Santa Claus. Somewhere in this same room, Jack Butler and his girls are there for their own night, too. Forget Saturday Night Fever, John G. Avildsen just skipped right over to Staying Alive. Oh, and Ricky the Rocket is her student Rick, and that's a look that says this night is going way better than I imagined.
I just flunked that kid in my class. What?
You say that now, but you haven't graded his extra credit yet. Atkins had gotten into killer shape for the movie. Granted, it wasn't specifically for this role. He was doing training to potentially take the lead in Gymkata till that movie got delayed. No matter which role he chose, he wins. He knows exactly how to speak to the teacher after class. Even movies with terrible reviews can still have a great scene in them, and this is a great scene. Here you can tell that this has a solid director behind it. Their chemistry, mixed with a great usage of obsession, makes me think they really are sleeping together. Congrats on that A+, kid! Oh my god, how do I tell my husband I just had the greatest night of my life? And how do I tell my wife I was fired and no longer have the cash to support her strip club addiction? And subtle with the freaking symbolism here. Anyway, I sure am glad I have a supportive wife. Where is she anyway?
Round and round and round it goes.
Also playing with rockets. What's lacking in character development, Lesley Ann Warren makes up for in just her facial expressions alone. She is such a great actress that she can give these convincing looks that do make her character feel real. Like, yeah, this checks out. Since she can't have Ricky tonight, she comes home and gives sex with the old husband a shot. Yeah, I see this going well. Why not give it the old college try?
What time is it?
It's 10:02. Now let me tend to that morning wood. Not today, honey. Now if you don't mind, I'm going back to sleep, or I'm definitely not dreaming about the girl in the commercial. Oh yeah, and by the way, I was fired. I really only had the job because both of our plots are rocket related for some reason. Let's take a break while she goes and borrows one of his toy rockets for, about 10 minutes or so.
And now it's time for Lloyd's Out of Context 911 Nashville Clip of the Week.
At Randy Andy wants to know if I can jump on the bed and eat chicken. And salt. Easiest $200 I've ever made.
Best Brad tries ever!
We're back, and Rick is ready to show up as an extra in Meatballs. And why are we in a diner plot now?
I'm sorry I'm late, but I had to stop by the 7-Eleven to get some stockings, and there was this lady getting ready to have a baby.
That's nice. I forget. Who are you? The actors are still bringing good energy to their roles, sometimes too much energy, but I'll take it considering how fast this is moving. I have to make up my own subplots as it goes along.
Hey, kid.
Hi.
Welcome to Titusville.
Hi, Whitney.
Drink?
Like, for instance, why are Whitney and Faye's sister acting like they're also banging? It's gonna be very awkward when she runs into Rick again. Rick, this is not the time or the place. You're wearing too many clothes for me to stuff a sock full of nickels into your thong. This may be an exposition dump, but it helps. He takes care of his mom, that's his sister, he strips to pay for school and bills, and he wants to get into hotel management. And he's got a good shot of taking that final exam again.
I'm not grading your mother's life. I'm grading your performance.
I thought you liked my performance.
Rick, we can't. I didn't bring my Michael DeBar cassette. Not to mention my mood-killing loser husband.
I had a dream about you last night. It was really hot.
Sweetie, you're dripping. What's going on over here? The only award the movie got was a Razzie for Christopher Atkins for Worst Actor, but I like him in it. He talked about actually having some feelings for Lesley Ann Warren while filming, and you can tell, and it makes them work very well off of each other. This is a frustrating sit, because I keep seeing things that work versus what doesn't. Like, would you believe we're now already halfway through the movie? It feels like I'm still in the first act. I guess on the plus side, the movie isn't slow. The conversations, however...
Want some tea?
Yeah, look, one of you is clearly cheating. Sorry, honey, we're gonna have to cut back on expenses. No more bottles of wine on our Cheerios anymore. Thank God there's a phone call.
Hello?
Hi, is your baby sister ready for the movies?
Oh good, it helps out the confusion when you get on the phone and say, "Hi, it's your sister." They've got their night of partying set again, but first, there's gotta be some booze around here somewhere. Professor needs a little liquid courage when Rick pulls up.
I'm waiting for Patsy. We're going to the movies.
Well, hope you have a good time.
Where this movie goes, I'm surprised he didn't turn out to be a serial killer. Too bad her friends are here. I really know nothing about them, except they like cheering in the parking lot like they're still in the strip club. Makes sense. No matter what establishment they go into, there's gonna be some stripping going on. Are they back in the club, or did a spontaneous Tarzan-themed strip show just break out at the Old Country Buffet? They are into it. The school librarians have never had this much fun. I was hoping for another space theme. I could go for Ricky's rocket about now. This is getting silly. His hotness is so intoxicating she straight up passes out. Oh, and it's getting even more random.
There goes the mouthpiece. Pummeling him at will.
Why the hell is it turning into Dirty Harry? There's only one thing left for me to do. Kill every spaceman action figure I can find. Things are so bad at NASA that even poor Tony got laid off, which they talk about as if he's been a major character in this, and not just in a few minor scenes. Just stick to these two instead of the side characters that keep popping up.
Cramming for exams?
Do you mind? No one cares about your TV commercial plot. That's why he has to watch her in secret. If I hide behind this plant, Tony and Slick won't come out of nowhere and tell me useless info. And are we gonna go back to this? The character turns here are sudden. One minute he's bummed out about work, then he looks like he's gonna turn the gun on himself, and then he's just casually talking to his wife on the phone. I'll deal with my husband's mental state later.
You look great today. You really look nice.
Oh. Thanks.
I'm sure Whitney will be okay. He's a terrible shot. It still says a lot that they are so good together that throughout the messiness, I'm like, just kiss him, you fool! See, look, Whitney's out there hitting on someone on his own.
You look great. Great.
Thanks.
I got an idea.
Yeah?
Why don't we go have a cup of coffee and catch up on things?
Who the hell was that? It doesn't matter, that scene's over anyway. Now another predicament is introduced where Patsy is heading home. I forgot she was even from out of town, but she wants to stay because she met a guy.
And this man last night was saying that I'm pretty. And he said I'm smart.
Who are you talking about?
I don't know why he married me.
And I didn't even know you were married. This scene is only here so Faye can give someone advice who is going through the same thing that she's secretly going through. But there isn't a proper setup to any of her sister's problems. Or how about how Whitney and the other woman skipped coffee and went right to looking at NASA pictures in the bedroom, where you guessed it, she's having marital problems too. Nothing that weird flirting can't solve.
Tears.
That's champagne.
Oh, no. Tears. What?
Don't lick the papers. She's subtle in her flirting too.
Feels like there's a little trouble in paradise.
I guess they have a past together. Doesn't really matter. Faye has her sister's hotel room to herself, where it just plays the soundtrack for a little bit, but does a sexy job at playing the soundtrack. Are they gonna sleep together or not? Get in here, you putz. You know the hotel room has a jacuzzi, or we could stay in the car where we're already steaming up the windows. And this part is my favorite random cut to the next scene. Ricky the Rocket is so dead. What's this guy's deal? Don't ask questions like that, because now we're at a scene where he's having a business meeting in an arcade factory. Let's take a break. They did not like his idea for a Ms. Centipede. Come see us at our last con of the year at Grand Rapids Comic Con, November 14th through the 16th. We'll be there all weekend with prints, movies, copies of my book, and more. Get your tickets at grcomiccon.com. We're back, and figures you spend too much time in the arcade, and suddenly your wife is getting some side action in a hotel room. They're so into it that they kept in a shot of Christopher Atkins' erection, which he didn't know that they put in the movie till he was at the premiere. Awkward. Focus, focus. Your college grade is riding on your talents in the bedroom. She's not even good at having an affair. She says she was still hanging out with her sister, but then her sister calls and says, "Hey Whitney, I'm back in Chicago." Or how about the fact that they have their post-sex date at his mom's diner, and then suddenly she goes back to the hotel room where Rick is in the shower with Slick. Is everyone in this movie an idiot? Why did this happen other than so she could catch him and the affair would be over? Sorry, honey, I'm a little busy right now. One of my students is totally getting an F. Even his lover is giving him shade.
Don't you think you're getting a little too old for this sort of thing? I know I am.
You still have shampoo and my spunk in your hair. Why are the character turns so out of nowhere? Now he feels bad about it, but it was her hotel room. What did you think was gonna happen? Just like how her husband picked the phone in the lobby that's conveniently next to the security monitor. There's only 8 minutes of this left, so it has to escalate very quickly.
What's the number on that key?
610.
I've got it.
Jesus Christ! Whoa, sir! I didn't know it was a thriller I signed up for! You don't know what this is gonna throw at you. For instance, oh wait, young Andy Garcia is in this? Anyway, so Whitney is wildly unstable. After seeing the trailer or the poster, I never thought I'd be witnessing an execution-style scene. He's taking him out on the boat like he was sent by Don Corleone to strip Rick down naked and shoot him. Then again, it's not like the poster reflects much else in the movie. Who is that? Was the plan just to make Rick shit himself?
Kid, I'm just pissed off. I'm not crazy.
You're a little crazy. This could work if they didn't set it up to where Rick is just a normal young guy who is struggling to take care of his mom and his studies, and then just out of nowhere it turns him into a scumbag. This is a mess, but it's the kind of mess where I can tell that it started out with what was probably a solid script that got butchered along the way. There has to be a longer cut of this somewhere, or things were just simply not filmed, because as it is, it's a sea of plot points and thin characters with a lot that goes nowhere. What was that whole commercial thing about? Shouldn't we be getting more insight about the strip club world? Was Danny Terrio supposed to be in this more? What about Rick's dreams of hotel management? What about the diner plot? What was with the lady that Whitney was flirting with? What about Whitney's unemployment? Why is Whitney psycho all of a sudden? You think any of those things are gonna get answered? Of course not. There's only 4 minutes of this left. Well, I forgive you, dear. Cue up Bryan Adams and let's call it a night. This is a bizarre sit, because rarely do I watch a movie that is bad, but I'm also like, I want more. It's like there's a whole third act missing. I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of enjoy this as quick random trash. For the parts that work, it did come across like a better version of Moment by Moment. The dialogue here wasn't as cringy, and the sexual chemistry was very good. There's scenes of genuine eroticism here, and I like the soundtrack. As a whole, though, it's like it started production as a plate of fine dining that was accidentally dropped on the floor and scooped into a bowl with bits of broken glass in it. But alas, we've come to the most important part of these reviews, picking the new stock 5th choice for the polls, where we're sticking with the college theme, so I'm going with college romance Gary Busey style in Foolin' Around.
What do you think this is, a strip joint, J-Bob? Floor looks like shit.